So I'm here at Amoeba Berkeley with the one, the only, Elit.
Billy J.
And we were just chatting here about how much great hip-hop is actually coming out, right?
Man. I'm trying to keep up. I just dropped money on like 6 or 7 new releases.
Which, let me just jump in here. That kind of diffuses the whole thing, you know, where people are always going on about, oh man, there's no new good stuff coming out. That is not true.
Not true at all, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
So what do we have this week in new releases?
A lot of great stuff. I'm going to have to run through these real quick. Illogic and Blockhead's new album,
yes.
Capture the Sun, a great one. I know that you've blogged about this one before. People who've been involved in the hip-hop scene should know both of these guys by now. Illogic's a great rapper out of Ohio. Blockhead's put out a bunch of instrumental on some Ninja Tune, previously part of Def Jux, stuff like that. We've always stocked all of their stuff over here. I'm a big supporter. We have both of their EPs, little EPs that they put out, but this is their actual official album, 16 songs long, featuring Slug, of Atmosphere, Blueprint, Christoph Crane, Abstract Rude, Zero Star from Ohio's on there. I like it a lot. It's very poetic. Lots of very dark.
And he is a poet, literally.
Yes, he's a poet. And the beats are also suit him well. They're very dark and poetic and slow-moving, sort of grind. It's definitely one that I have to listen to a lot. I feel like I'm going to be replaying this one a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. Kelly Chris, new album from Mr. Kelly Chris.
So tell us a bit about this album.
TV. This guy is a dude from, he's from Detroit. He's kind of been on the come up recently, sort of in the same vein as like Danny Brown, or a lot of the big Detroit people. I recently signed to Mellow Music Group, which is Odyssey's label out of Maryland. And this is also what I like about this too, is not only, Kelly Chris is a great rapper, he's got a really interesting voice, and he's a great producer too. He's actually produced things for Danny Brown and a bunch of the Detroit people before. What I like about this though is that you get like the track listing on here, you see there's lots of features from 2 rappers in particular, Cavalier and Fresh Daily are all over this thing. And
I love Fresh Daily.
Yeah, both of those guys are great actually. They're great rappers out of New York. And they actually have a group together now. They call themselves the Stone Horses, I believe, is their group name together. But this is sort of a preview almost of Stone Horses. And you get some Kelly Chris solo stuff too. But definitely a voice worth checking out. He's got one of those original, Detroit, thick Detroit voices.
And again, mellow music. They can do no wrong, right?
Yeah, they've been putting out a lot of great stuff.
And a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. This I'm a very big fan of, this new album from Prolific and Buddy Peace. Prolific out of Providence, Rhode Island, Buddy Peace from London, producer from London, so it's a long-distance collaboration of sorts with Buddy Peace doing the beats, Prolific doing the raps. Really interesting stuff here. You start listening to it and immediately you know that it's on some other like super different shit. It's just like the beats are really noisy, sort of lots of drum breaks, like very focused on grimy sort of drum breaks and ill samples and stuff like that. This guy's on Sage Francis's label, which is called Strange Famous.
I love Sage Francis.
Yeah, that's a good label. And Sage is actually on there with Meter Maids and stuff like that. It's an awesome album. It's got a great song that's called Fuck Banks. It's about, standing in line at the teller at the bank machine. He's got a personal song about how his father lost his business in a flood and had no insurance. And I don't know, it's a very personal, very sort of left field body of work.
Atypical of the bling bling stuff out there.
Very atypical of the bling bling stuff. Next up, Raw the Rugged Man. You also somebody who I'm sure a lot of hip hop people know from the 90s, just putting out albums, including his shelved album was supposed to be on Elektra or something like that, The Night of the Bloody Apes. Remember, but he's been around for ages. He used to be on the Raucous thing, and all those
very talented
compilations. Really talented, funny guy. I'm sure whenever I listen to his stuff, I'm gonna laugh at some of his lines and stuff. He's got a pretty loaded, strange list of guests on there, ranging from Brother Ali to Talib Kweli to Vinny Paz to Tech Nine, Master Ace Hobson. It's just loaded. So a lot of stuff in there. K-Def's new album. This is K-Def's been on a roll recently, actually, because he just put out an album last month that was great. This is a new EP, features Blue, Quartermain, a few other rappers, but mostly instrumental.
Just came out this week?
Just came out this week,
And I see vinyl came out simultaneously,
yeah,
which is nice.
Came out simultaneously. Nice colored vinyl, actually.
Because a lot of times, isn't the vinyl kind of staggered, delayed by another month or 2 months?
It's very delayed, I noticed, which is too bad. But yeah, what I like, his last album was very jazzy and sort of mellow, and this one's a lot darker. It's like he's trying different concepts with each of his albums, which I appreciate a lot. You know, so this one's almost like supposed to be an art. He refers to it as like an art piece or an art gallery where you're supposed to draw something out of it, right? So that's really cool. We got this 3 Loco in, which is pretty funny.
3 Amigos.
This is 3 Amigos. This is something that Diplo put out actually on Mad Decent, but it's the first CD available from Riff Raff, who you might know as he's somewhat of a YouTube sensation these days on the ignorant rap circuit. He's also recently been more popularized in Harmony Korman's brilliant movie Spring Breakers, which I don't know if you've seen, but it's a great film. But sort of James Franco is almost spoofing this sort of Riff Raff character, like rapper character, who's very, very similar to Riff Raff, both in the style of dress and the style of rap. So, interesting. I haven't actually listened to this. I'm sure it's funny. I mean, the Dirt Nasty and Andy Milonakis from MTV. I'm sure it's just like some comedy, like ignorant rap stuff.
I think Dirt Nasty is great.
yeah, he can be funny. And I guess Kill a Priest too. Just dropped off his new one over here. It's a double CD, The Psychic World of Walter Reed.
He just dropped it off himself?
He dropped it off himself.
He was here.
He was on tour with Ghostface and Adrian Young. So he just dropped in. People have been asking for this one. It's got a lot of songs on here and a lot of Wu-Tang features too. So, and it's only $13.98 for 2 discs, which is not too bad at all.
No.
I wanted to really quickly touch upon electronic stuff here. I know there's a ton of stuff. This new album from Neon is really interesting. This is the latest project from Boom Bip, who's a producer who's worked with Dose One and a bunch of other people. But it's a collaboration between him and Gruff Rhys, who's the singer for the rock group Super Furry Animals. And they make very clean-cut pop music, but with a conceptual twist to it. Because the songs sound like something you hear in a supermarket or something like that on a first listen through. But then at the same time, it's based on a Italian publisher from the 1950s who's great. So that's cool. And also Sister Crayon, the latest release on Fake 4, is excellent. These guys are from Oakland. They do sort of the Portishead-y, like very quiet electronic stuff with female vocals over it, and that's really awesome as well. I guess we could check the vinyl real quick. So the latest on LP, we got Jay Dilla. Rebirth of Detroit Instrumentals.
And this just came out. Is this on Stone's Throw? What label is this one on?
This is on Fat Beats and Rough Draft Records. So it's kind of like the Yancey Media Group label, But once again, something that gets asked for a lot. J Dilla stuff pretty much guaranteed to fly off the shelves whenever we get it.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, K-Def on wax.
Okay.
So awesome.
All right, so that's it. Thank you so much, Elit, Amoeba Berkeley.
Thank you.